This is Steve Holt. In this video I'm going to show you how to do basic management of your page, some of the things that you can do on your wall, and also how to go behind the scenes and look at all the stuff that you have available to you. First thing though I need to show you is how to go to your page after you've logged into Facebook. Now if you look down the left side of your Facebook homepage, you will see a section called Pages, and listed there will be all of the pages that you manage, that you're an administrator of. And if you click on any of them, it takes you directly to that page where you can then interacting and do all the stuff that I'm going to show you. I'm going to go back for a second. Let's take a look just for a second. When you log into Facebook, what you normally see in the upper right hand corner is you see your name with a home button. So let's keep that in the back of our minds. Normally you see your name and your home button. If you click your name, it takes you to your timeline or your personal page inside Facebook. If you click home, it takes you to your main Facebook homepage, which shows your feed, your wall feed with all your friends and stuff like that. And then the homepage also shows you all these menu items down the left, and it has that pages section right here. Again, your name and the word home is in the upper right hand corner. Now the second way that you can switch over to your Facebook page is by going in the upper right hand corner and clicking the drop down list under that arrow. And you'll see your Facebook pages listed here as well, just like you do on the left hand side of your page. But up here at the top you'll see the three words, use Facebook as. Now instead of clicking on the left, which I just showed you how to do, I'm going to click here on my page and go visit my page. I'm going to use Facebook as my page. Now I want you to notice in the upper right hand corner, instead of seeing my name and the home button, I now see the name of my page, in this case Steve Holt Consulting, and the home button. Basically what I did when I clicked this drop down list and I chose my page that way, I am now utilizing Facebook right now as my page. I'm not using it as Steve Holt anymore. So I can't go look at Steve Holt's friends. There's no wall feed for Steve Holt to see all of Steve Holt's friends. I'm now interacting in Facebook as Steve Holt Consulting, not Steve Holt. I hope that makes sense. Steve Holt is my personal profile. Steve Holt Consulting is my page. So now anything that I do, I'm going to be doing on behalf of Steve Holt. So if I scroll down and I see somebody who's made a comment, and I click in the comment box and write something, you'll notice the little icon here next to my name is not my personal profile picture. The little icon here is the profile picture for my Steve Holt Consulting page. This is how I know I'm interacting in Facebook as my page. A couple other things you should also know is when you switch over and use Facebook as page, you cannot go to anybody's personal profile and make any sort of comment. I've got a friend of mine named Michael Angelo Caruso. This is his personal page. He's a personal friend. This is his personal profile. I'm in Facebook, again, as Steve Holt Consulting, not Steve Holt. And so on my personal friends page here, I don't have any way to make any sort of comments or anything like that. I don't have anything like that because, again, I'm interacting as a page, not as a person. So I can't go to people's personal, even people who have liked you, your fans. You cannot go to their personal profile page and write on their wall, send them a message, send friend requests. You can't do any of that because you are interacting as a page. It's an important distinction. It's important that you know that the distinction between those two things. I'm going to go back to the drop down arrow in the upper right hand corner, and I'm going to switch back over to Steve Holt, because what I want to do is now I'm back as Steve Holt. I've got Steve Holt in the home button in the upper right hand corner. Right now I'm going to go back to Michael's page that I just showed you, my friend Michael Angelo Caruso, and now I can see I have the message button here. I can send him a message if I want. And I can sit here and I can write on his wall. Because again, I'm now using Facebook as Steve Holt, not Steve Holt Consulting. I hope I didn't beat a dead horse with that. I hope that makes perfect sense to you. Now let's go back to my Steve Holt Consulting Facebook page. I'm going to go down to the left side here, Go over to my Steve Holt Consulting page. Now I'm going to show you some of the basic administration things that you can do. The first thing I want to show you is the admin panel. Now, if you scroll all the way up to the right corner of your Facebook page, there's a button that says Admin Panel. When you click that, as you saw, the administration panel expands downward. A couple things you should know about the administration panel. There's several sections here. One called Notifications, your new likes, your insights, and your messages. Messages and insights I'm going to talk about in a different video. I'm going to talk about the notifications and the likes. If you want to see everybody who's liked you, these are the most recent ones. You click See All, it opens up a little window that shows you everybody who's liked you. Pretty simple. If you click the See All in your notifications, it'll show you all of your recent notifications, everybody who's liked you, who's shared something, who's commented, or something like that. And that's pretty neat. You can also, if you want to get rid of any of these, you can mouse over and click the X button and it will get rid of things. And you can, for example, if somebody posts something on your wall, here's this company commented on my wall post. If I don't want to interact with them anymore, if I don't like them, if I don't like that person, I can come over here and click the X next to their post, and then I can choose Mark as Spam. And they won't show up anymore because I've just identified that person or that page or that individual or company as spam. That's one way how you can manage your Facebook wall by getting rid of things that you really don't want to get to see on there. Let me go back. I'm going to do a completely separate video on insights, so I'm not going to show you that. But if you click See All, you go to your insights. You'll also notice there's some buttons across the top here. The Help button is obviously help. Take a tour on it. Go pull up the guide, look at some videos and so forth. Build audience, this is going to help you invite your friends, invite your email contacts, or start an ad. And on the Manage button, this is the one you're going to use the most. You can pull up the activity log. We'll see that in a second. If I click See Banned Users, that's going to let me see all those folks that I've marked as spam, all those folks that I've wiped out on my wall, which I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. And again, there's that Use Facebook as Steve Holt Consulting to make that switch over to the page. This is just the second place you can do it. I'm going to choose Edit Page. It's going to take me to the behind the scenes look. I've talked about a couple of these already. But these links down the left side give you access to manage several aspects of your page. For example, if you want to add additional administrators, people to help you manage this page, click Manage Admins and add them right here. If you want to change your profile picture, here's another place where you can change it. The basic information, where you get all your basic information edited. This is the stuff that Google sees. Manage permissions. What can people do or not do on your wall? It's right here. Get access to all of your apps right here behind the scenes. So here's all the behind the scenes stuff that you can do. So that's one part of the administration that I wanted to make sure that you knew how to get to. I'm going to go back. In the upper hand corner, there's a View Your Page. I'm going to click that view. It's going to get me back here. What I'm going to show you now is on that Manage drop-down list, there's also an option that says Use Activity Log. I wanted to show you this. The Use Activity Log shows you not only everything that you've done, but everything that other people have done as well. Now, I want you to look to the right side of your activity log. This is all the activity on your page. There's a little circle that shows up to the right of each of these. And if you mouse over and you click on that circle, this is where you can delete stuff. Now, the activity log is very useful because you can go very quickly down every single thing that has happened on your wall without seeing the timeline. If you go to your timeline, you're going to see pictures and videos, and it's going to get really, really long, and some of them are really tall. But the activity log simply shows you the text of what happened with a little thumbnail over here on the right. So it's very, very easy and very quick to go very quickly all the way down this activity log to see everything that's happened recently and deal with it if you want to. So this is one place that you can go to get rid of things, mark as spam, delete things, and take care of stuff that way. I'm going to go back because I'm going to show you how you can also do this directly on your wall. Right now I'm going to hide the administration panel by clicking the Hide button. What it will do is it will close that panel, slide it back up. I'm going to scroll down my wall, and every time you see an item on your wall and you mouse over it, you see a couple of buttons here. You'll see a pencil icon. If I click that pencil icon, this allows me to do things like mark it as spam, delete it, or hide it. If I choose to hide it, It's not going to actually delete it. It's just going to hide it. And then I can go back to that activity log that I just showed you, and I can unhide it. So that's why I want to show you the activity log, because if you see something that you're not quite sure if you want to be on your wall, but you don't really want to delete it because maybe you want to later put it back on the wall. You want to think about it first before you decide whether or not you can go back to that activity log, put it back on the wall. You can't do that if you delete it. If you delete it, it's gone. No getting it back. If you mark it as spam, you can go to that banned users list and then bring that person back. Or you can hide it and then go to your activity log and take a look at it. You can also do something called pin to top. Now this is pretty cool. Facebook has allowed us now to take one item on our timeline wall here. Just pick one, and they've allowed us to pin it to the top. Perhaps this is something that is really, really important to you. Maybe it's a post that you want to make sure people see, sure people use. Well, you know as well as I do, whenever you use Facebook, that wall starts getting pretty long. And as things start happening, content gets pushed downward onto the wall. So something that you might think is important eventually is going to get pushed off the page. And people are going to have to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll to see. Well, to prevent that from happening, Facebook is allowing you to take one post and pin it to the top. This is the one that I've chosen. This is a blog post that I did. I wanted them to make sure people read it. I've chosen to pin it. This little orange graphic here is a visual signal to me that this is the one that I pinned to the top. I'm going to click that pencil icon and unpin it from the top, and then it's going to turn it into a regular Facebook post on my wall. So I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to go, let's say this one right here. This one I want to pin to the top. So I'm going to click the pencil icon and choose pin to top, and then bam, there it is, pinned to the top. Now when you pin something, it's only going to be pinned for 7 days. So it's going to stay there for 7 days, and it's going to unpin itself and go back to its normal position on your timeline. You can go pick another one, or you can pick the same one and put it back up there, your choice. Now you'll also notice that every time you mouse over a post, you see a star button. Well, that's called highlighting a post. If I click the highlight, that little star button, what it will do is it'll take this post and it will expand it all the way across my timeline. Okay? Now, this particular post is not really good for one to be highlighted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unhighlight that. I'm going to go back and mouse over and click the star button again. What it's going to do is it's going to unhighlight that post. That's not really one that's meant to be highlighted. Let me show you one that's meant to be highlighted. Let me scroll down here and find one. Here's one that has a pretty good picture. It's a picture of my dog. I highlighted that one. Here's one that was a pretty good graphic that I posted on my wall. That looks pretty good. Here's one of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that I did several weeks ago. I'm going to highlight this one. Watch what happens. I click the highlight button, and it takes my peanut butter and jelly sandwich and expands it. It's still not really good, though, because it's a tall picture, not a wide picture. So I'm going to click that button and unhide it. Let me show you another photo that I highlighted here recently. Here's a really good picture of some friends of mine. And I clicked the little star button next to this post, and what it did was it expanded it all the way across my timeline. It's a really big, bright picture. It's really cool, and so that's why I chose that one. So highlighting is really good if you have really wide, good-looking pictures, or if you have videos that perhaps you want to expand across the whole width of the page. So highlighting serves that really, really well. The last thing I'll mention to you is all the way at the top of your wall in your status box. This is where you make all of your status updates. If you have a page, you have a new button here called Milestone. Now this is really, really cool because a milestone is something important that has happened in the life of your page or your company. Say, for example, the day you were founded, or the day you launched a new product, or the day that you were featured in a magazine, or something important happening. That's a milestone, something that's important to you. So you can create a milestone by clicking that milestone button. What will happen is it'll open up this little pop-up here to say, okay, add a photo or choose from your photos. What was it that happened? Where did it happen? Give us the date and tell us the story. And then what it will do is it'll put this little flag above it with the date of what happened, and it'll it'll make it fit the entire width of the timeline, and visually it will be something very, very important that's happened in the life of your company. And that's pretty cool. So companies now have the ability to feature historical events, things that have happened that are important to you using the milestone feature. So that's the basic management of your page. I've showed you how to switch over to your page, how to post as page and how to post as yourself. We talked about the administration panel, how to filter posts, how to go to the activity log, how to highlight posts, how to pin posts to the top, and how to make milestones. That's basic management of your pages.